Assalamu alaikum. MashaAllah ta'ala. Ramadan Mubarak. The introduction that we had to the program, to the subject that we're here for tonight, is one that if you are there, nobody has to give you an introduction. If you see it for yourself, if you feel it, nobody has to tell you anything. You're ready. In a way, it's nice that we can take the information to another place and share that information with you. But in another way, it's difficult because when you feel something real hard inside of you, you feel like we didn't really give you the big message. When you see these children excited to go to school. This is not like I was. When the school bus would come, I'd be like, you know what, I forgot a bunch of stuff. Let that go, I'll get the next bus. They said, there won't be one till tomorrow. I said, that's it. But these children are excited for two reasons. Obviously, they're happy to get a meal. But there's so much more than that. They're happy to have a chance to learn something. Now, amongst children, learning something, that's kind of like showing off. I know something you don't know. But also, there's another thing, that as they're learning, they realize the depth and the value of education. I was already in middle school, or what they call junior high school, before I realized any value at all for school. All I could think about was that we were in a prison and the principal was the warden. Then one day, at the ripe old age of 11 years old, I decided I wanted to go out on my own. In the summertime, I'm going to make some money. Then it came time for the 4th of July. And I had a chance to open up a firecracker stand, sell fireworks. One of our elder friends was telling us about he used to do that when he was a kid. I said, I want to do that. And my parents were like, no, it's a kid. But our friend said, well, I think he could do it. I said, yep, let's go. Let's do it. He loaned us an old truck that he had. Didn't run. We had to tow it out there beside the road. I borrowed some money to buy the firecrackers, and we set them up. In 10 days, I made more money, profit, than my mother did with a master's degree in education, teaching every single day. Because when she wasn't teaching in the school, she was teaching on the side. She was also developing the first curriculum for what we used to call mentally retarded children. I was kind of proud of that look at this. At 11 years old, if I can make money like that, I don't even need to go back to school. I'm ready to quit. I don't need that. I didn't take into consideration, by the way, that those 10 days that I spent are not going to be available until next year. In other words, yeah, sometimes you can see a flash in the pan, but how long does it really last? Also, I had to keep up with how to make a profit. I would take all the papers home to my mother at night, all the money, and she'd count it and tell me how much I made. That was when my father told me that, if you pay attention in school, you can keep up with that yourself. I said, why? He said, because money is all a part of math. When you learn math, you understand how to use it. You'll know why you need multiplication, why you need to know percentages, why you have to. And I was thinking, wait a minute. I go to school. Why didn't I pay attention to that? From that minute forward, I was excited to go to school. Not for the football team, not for the basketball team, things that I used to care about, But now, because I want the education, along the way, some other things were added to the math, like being able to understand social studies. But more than that, just as a title, social studies, no, social and cultural interaction with other people. Then history. When I found out that history is a combination of two American words, English words, that fascinated me. The words, his story. So then got me interested in words. And I use those ideas even now when I present Islam. I go to the words. What does the word mean? Where did it come from? How can we understand it better? All of the things that school is about, these children that we're talking about now in the Horn of Africa, they're understanding that from the beginning. You've got a chance here tonight to help support the future scholars of Islam, scholars of education, scholars of all of the various and sundry areas of education, knowledge, technology. Who knows which of these children are going to invent the next computer, but for their time. I remember when the computers came out for our time, computers were huge, take up this whole room. And they had to be on a real super level floor and an exact environment. And by the way, you could see a picture of it, but you weren't allowed to go in and look at it. Today, I have in my pocket something that will outperform in just one app. It'll outperform any of those computers of those days. Imagine that. Which of these children are going to make the next so-called iPhone? Huh? And you'll get the reward for it. So I'm hoping that your education is kicking in now and you're thinking, hey, that could add up. Yeah. It can add up in some very big ways with the law. There are a lot of reasons that people do what they do. Maybe you do something for money. Maybe you want to do something to show off. Maybe you want to do something to get people to notice you. But did you know that there is one common denominator behind all of those things that we all want? Psychiatrists tell us that. The people that work with the brain, they know that there is one key motivator that really gets people to do something. In the military, when they try to recruit people, they work off of that. And they divide this thing into two things. And they present a situation in front of people to get them to sign up to recruit. It's called the fear and the hope. Fear of a loss, hope of a reward. And basically that's what all of us are doing anyway, isn't it? But there's a common denominator between both of those, the hope and fear. What is it that all of us really desire deep down inside of us? I remember when the first time somebody asked me that question. We were playing a chess game. And I take a long time because I really am not good at it. But my friend sitting with me, he used to ask me so many questions just to distract me. And he said, do you know what it is that every human being wants? I said, yeah, money. He said, no. Not all the human beings in the world, they're not after money. Little children aren't. Some old people don't care about it anymore. I said, health. He said, no, not everybody's after health. There's one common denominator, the same one that I'm about to share with you. And when he told me, I'd already run down the list. Beautiful girls. He said, well, why would a girl want a beautiful girl? I said, well, attractive spouses. And again, it makes you think the limited amount that we really put into it. What is the one common denominator? And by the way, Islam has that. It's called, in Arabic, salama. We all want the safety and security and peace. This is what we're after. In Arabic, salama or aslama. And that's the root of the word Islam. Comes from the same root in Arabic, sin lam mim. Is that amazing? Now that you understand that, you can use that for everything that you do. Will this thing that I'm going to do really give me salama? Because if it won't, why should I do it? That peace of mind that we talk about, the peace in the heart that a lot of us want to feel, and also that peace on the day of judgment when you're standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's another word, by the way, that we know from the Quran. A lot of Muslims misunderstand it. But when you're standing in front of Allah on that day, do you know what's going to happen? Have you ever thought about it? I'm serious now. I want you to think about it just for a second. Don't freak out. Because Allah, He's going to have ghadab on that day. You know what's ghadab? Everybody knows ghadab, right? Raise your hand if you're not sure what ghadab is. Go ahead, put it up there. If I see enough, I'll tell you what it is. Yeah, there you go. You use that word every day, many times every day, in Arabic. You didn't know that? Yeah. When you say, غَيْرُ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ. Maghdubi is a form of ghadab. What is ghadab? They translate it as anger. You know what's wrong with that? We all think about anger as in, well, I'm standing in the line waiting for maybe at the DMV. Ever been to the DMV? Standing in line, sitting in chairs. It makes even my speeches attractive, right? Alhamdulillah. But seriously, you're standing there and somebody cuts in front of the line. They got some paperwork and they just step in front of you and you're like, wow. Or you're standing at the traffic light or sitting at the traffic light and the light turns green and the car ahead of you doesn't go. You're like, beep. This is anger. Yeah. But ghadab is a higher degree. It's a guarantee that there's going to be physical action coming from the anger. We call it wrath. Wrath in English, ghadab. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to be doing something about the anger that He will have on that day. This is narrated to us by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, telling us in the hadith sahih, famous hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, telling us about the heat that's coming from the sun. It's going to come down real close to us. And it's going to be so hot. And people are standing in their own sweat to their neck. And it's a long time. It just goes on and on and on. And finally they said, you know, let's go to Adam alayhi salam. And they go to Adam alayhi salam. And they say, hey, this all started with you. Go to your Lord. Tell Him to start this judgment. Let's get this over with. We can't take it anymore. Look at the answer coming from Adam alayhi salam. He says, your Lord is angry today as He's never been angry before, nor will be like this anger again. And then substitute the word that I said, anger, with ghadab. And He said, I have my own sins. Go to Ibrahim alayhi salam. They go to Ibrahim alayhi salam and they get a very similar response from him. your Lord has ghadab today like he never had ghadab before and never have the ghadab like this again. I have my own sins. Go to Musa alayhi salam. They go to Musa and they hear this. They go to Isa, and the only difference is Jesus doesn't mention sins. He doesn't mention it. Some people commented about this because he will be back in the last days, and it's not fair for us to know about his sins when he gets back. All the same. When they get to Muhammad, because Isa tells me to go to Muhammad. When they come to our Prophet Muhammad, does he just go up in front of Allah and say, hey, these guys are my followers, you got to let them off the hook? It's not like that, is it? Is it? How many of you know the hadith? You know good and well that our Prophet ﷺ is going to be making sajda, prostration in front of Allah. And then Allah, he's going to influence him or inspire him that he's going to say things asking for Allah's maghfir from Ghafir. Subhanallah. And then Prophet ﷺ is going to ask to release some of the people from the fire. And only those in the fire to their ankles going to get out. Then such comes again for our Prophet ﷺ. And in this condition, he's asking Allah again. And then this time, Allah up to the leg. And then so on. And then up to the neck. And so, until finally, even somebody have Adam's weight of Iman will get out of that fire. SubhanAllah. The relevance of what I'm telling you right now is very simple. When you really think about this day of judgment, what do you want on your side? How are you going to have the thing that we're born with, the peace? How can you stand in front of Allah on Yawm al-Qiyamah without that peace? The key comes in the very beginning of Surah Baqarah. Because you just said, غَيْرُ مَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَضَّالِّينَ, and the people that are lost. Then what does Allah begin with? Right away. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. Stop right there. Stop right there. There's your answer. What is taqwa? Because muttaqeen is the people that have taqwa. What is taqwa? Who knows what's taqwa in Arabic? You know it? Yeah? Come up here. Careful. Okay, come on. Come on right over here. Right in front of here. Right in front. In front. In front. In front. There you go. Tell everybody your name.
Safa.
Again?
Safa.
Safa. Do you have a sister named Marwa? Never mind. How old are you?
10.
You're 10 years old? Do you know what's taqwa?
To have the faith in Allah.
Faith in Allah, that's kind of explaining it. There's a noun that I'm looking for, an object, something you can touch. It's called taqwa. What is that?
To touch.
Would you like me to tell you? Yeah? All right. So, have you ever played a video game?
Yes.
You didn't want to admit that right here. Mom's sitting over there. It's okay. But you know in a video game, when you see those monsters coming at you, the bad guys are coming at you, and they're firing the fire and the guns and all this stuff, and you need to get behind something. What's that called? You need to use some of your points to buy a what?
Shield.
Shield. She knew. Look at that. From video games. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Hu Allah dijalna Muslimin. Safa, do you want to go sit back down now? Yeah. She's gone. How critical is it for us to know really what these words in the Quran mean? And this is not our subject tonight, but I would encourage all of us to spend more time to learn more about the Laghut Arabiya. Not just so I can say that Bait means house. or samak means fish. But so that you can understand the relevance of what Allah is saying in the Quran. Because when He's saying that this is the taqwa, this is the shield, this is the thing you need to go any further in the Quran, because He didn't use any other word until He came to this word from the beginning. So when somebody is saying to you, ittaqallah, they usually translate it as fear Allah. But the fear of Allah is why you need a shield. Just being afraid won't help you, will it? There are going to be a lot of people afraid on the day of judgment. True or false? So you need a shield, but hey, hold on, it's not a physical shield. Because Allah could see you behind anything you'd put up. Is that true or false? So what does Allah mean when He's using the word taqwa, and He doesn't mean the shield that you're going to hold on to, like, He means a shield that's going to hold on to you on the day of judgment. Well, what is it? Well, that's pretty easy to figure out if you just read the rest of the ayah, because He's going to tell you what it means. You want to know, or you want to guess? You want to know? All right. Come up here. Yeah, you. Well, if we have girls, we got to have boys, right? It makes sense to me. Come on up here. Come over here. There you go. Tell everybody your name.
Zubair.
Wait a minute. Stand right over here. You know what? I didn't know we were covering that up. Yeah, there you go. All right. Everybody, this is Zubair. Tell them again your name.
Zubair.
Yeah, I must have said it pretty close, right? All right. Zubair, how old are you?
I'm 8.
You're 8 years old? Yeah, you're kind of big for that. I was thinking maybe almost 9. Are you close to 9?
Yes.
Aha! See how smart I am? Alhamdulillah. So, you want to know what this taqwa is all about?
Yes.
You want to have a shield against Allah's punishment on the day of judgment?
Yes.
You know what He talked about in the Quran and told us what kind of shield He means? You want me to tell you?
Yes.
All right. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alif lam mim. Dhalikal kitabul la rayba fi hudal lil muttaqin alladhina yu'minuna bil ghaibi wa yuqimuna salata wa mimma razaqnahum yunfiqun. There I just gave you the answer. The first part is you got to get a shield. The second part is these are only the people, the only ones that are going to get the shield, they believe in al-ghaib. What is al-ghaib? Do you know? Al-ghaib means you can't see it. Can you see molecules? Can you see atoms? No. But we believe they're there, don't we? Yeah. Can you see the Jannah?
No.
Nope, but we believe it's there.
Yes.
Okay, what about hellfire?
No.
You don't see it, but do you believe it?
Yeah.
100%?
Yeah.
Of course. MashaAllah. We believe in something, we don't see it. We don't see malaika. Do we see angels?
No.
Sometimes we feel like we're in the presence of angels. It's true. But I want to be sure that we understand what al-ghaib is. Al-ghaib means if Allah says it, we believe in it. Right? Right. Zubair said, right. Okay. Now, the next part of it, he tells us to establish the salah. You know what that is?
No.
Good. Most people guess and they get it wrong. Salat is not prayers. Salah is There I just gave you the answer. The first part is you got to get a shield. The second part is these are only the people, the only ones that are going to get the shield, they believe in al-ghaib. What is al-ghaib? Do you know? Al-ghaib means you can't see it. Can you see molecules? Can you see atoms? No. But we believe they're there, don't we? Yeah. Can you see the Jannah?
No.
Nope, but we believe it's there.
Yes.
Okay, what about hellfire?
No.
You don't see it, but do you believe it?
Yeah.
100%?
Yeah.
Of course. MashaAllah. We believe in something, we don't see it. We don't see malaika. Do we see angels?
No.
Sometimes we feel like we're in the presence of angels. It's true. But I want to be sure that we understand what al-ghaib is. Al-ghaib means if Allah says it, we believe in it. Right? Right. Zubair said, right. Okay. Now, the next part of it, he tells us to establish the salah. You know what that is?
No.
Good. Most people guess and they get it wrong. Salah is not prayers. Salah is... No more guessing, okay? Connection, yes. It is the connection with Allah. From sila, connect. So you make a connection with Allah when you do salah, and then you do your prayers, which is called dua. You get it?
Yes.
Are you ready to do that?
Yes.
Not right now. We're going to wait until the adhan, all right? But you got it now. But then the next thing Allah is telling us about is people that will spend from their rizq. You know what's rizq? Okay, whatever you have today, Allah gave it to you. Is that right? That's part of your rizq. And if you get to break your fast, that's from Allah's rizq. He gives you. He provides for us. And so that's what we're talking about today. We want people to know one of the things that will be good for us on the Day of Judgment. A shield. I want my shield. I want Zubair to have his shield. I want Safa to have her shield. And I want all of us to have our shield on the Day of Judgment. Qul Ameen. Ameen. We need it. All right. And what is that shield? Today we're going to help from Allah's rizq. We're going to donate money so that these children can have a meal every single day of the year, the school year. They're going to get to eat a meal, a good, fresh meal, and inspire their intelligence, inspire their bodies, and help them to be better Muslims. Is this a good idea?
Yes.
What do you want to tell everybody about this idea? Should they do that?
Yes.
Tell them.
We should do it because
That's a good idea.
it's a good idea.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you, Zubair. Is there anybody in this room that doesn't get the idea? Because Zubair can come and tell you, all right? We have a purpose to be here tonight. Everybody came here with some reason. And now this is our reason for the program, to have you participate with us so we have our shield on the Day of Judgment. You're doing this for the children, yeah, but you're doing it for yourself. Keep that in mind. How much protection do you want on the Yawm al-Qiyamah?